I don't know if it's coming through the mic.
Yeah.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Give the mic a little bit more. Somebody see if this is working. Ladies and gentlemen, we are State of Louisville Live. I am Jacob Lane. This is Presley Meyer. And we are coming to you live from Main Event in J-Town, right off of Blank & Baker Parkway. We are here for a great event, the Made Hoops Classic with Main Event, a basketball tournament this weekend at St. X. We're here for the St. X Pep Rally tonight. Don't tell Vincent Lococo, but we're here, St. X Pep Rally this evening. We're here with the basketball team, and there's a lot going on in here. The arcade games are already a lot. There's a lot going on in here. If you have a sound sensory issue, that's okay. Stick in there. This is the spot to be tonight because it's going down at Main Event.
It's going down.
How are you, man?
I'm amazing.
You're amazing? When are you not amazing? That's what people really want to know.
Yeah, I kind of just bring the vibes.
You do.
That's just my thing.
You do. You are a vibe bringer. We are the vibe bringers. We are coming to you again live from Main Event, State of Louisville Live. We got a lot to get into tonight, a full show as we get things going on here. As I mentioned, I'm Jacob Lane. This is Presley Meyer. We are the State of Louisville at the State of Lou on X, on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok. Follow us if you're not already. And we're going to talk a little bit tonight about everything. We are really excited for the future of State of Louisville Live. This is just the beginning, and this is going to look a lot different over the coming months. Football, basketball, all of our talent across State of Louisville coming together to talk about these things. We are really excited. Tonight's the beginning of that, although we'll mostly be basketball heavy tonight. Of course, but there's some football news. Yeah. Sorry, Keith Artoff, if you're listening. We are going to talk football. We miss you, and we'll definitely keep your thoughts in mind as we get going here.
We care about all balls and shapes and
all balls, all shapes and sizes. That's right.
So if anybody wants to sponsor that, you can quote me.
Manscaped would be a great sponsor for that one. Care about all
Manscaped,
balls.
all balls, all shapes and sizes.
Yeah, as I mentioned, at Main Event, there's a lot going on around here right now. Ahead of the Made Hoops Main Event Classic that is in town this weekend. And this is an event that's had a couple of names over the last few years here in Louisville, but they have brought in talent from AJ Devonta to working with Cam and Caden Boozer in Miami, Cooper Flagg in Maine, to this year, St. X, Josh Lindsay, top 25 player that's coming in with a couple of the teams that are in this tournament. We'll talk about all that tonight. We're going to get into it, and we're going to talk everything else in between. I love a good arcade, man. This makes me feel like the kid in me can come out.
I'm more of the bowling guy, right? Like,
Are you a good bowler?
No.
I suck at bowling, man.
No, I don't either, but yeah. See, you and I, the way we differ is that you don't like anything you're not good at.
That's correct.
And the reality is you used to be bad at basketball. At some point, you might have been 2, you might have been 4. At some point, like, okay, for instance, if you're, how old is LeBron?
How old is LeBron? 41?
Okay, if LeBron's 41 and you were 53, at some point in your life, you're probably better at basketball than LeBron James. I mean, that's just...
There's no truth to that.
That is just facts. No, that's 100%
No
facts.
truth. All right, we got B-Sim in the building, ladies and gentlemen. B-Sim. He's going to be so happy when he finds out we came out to the show tonight to Are You Ready? He's off camera, but I'm going to ask them. How does it make you feel when I tell you that we came on air tonight to Are You Ready? Yeah, right. He said, oh my God.
Do you think, and just very quickly, you can just stay off screen if you want to, do you feel like that song should be played just as much?
We need to bring that song back.
Yeah, dude, that's a classic.
We should definitely bring that.
Yeah, we need to get it on the streaming platforms.
For sure.
How do we do that?
What do we need to talk to?
We need to find the MP3 file.
I gotta find it.
Okay, we'll start by finding the MP3 file. But it's on YouTube. Where do we listen to it on? Was that what it was? YouTube?
I don't know.
Are You Ready? That was a Rope-a-Dope, also a good one.
We went down for Are You Ready?
Yeah.
But
anyways.
Are You Ready?
Yeah, you should walk into Are You Ready?
I'm talking
No,
about,
like he just
like making.
he walked in.
Walk in the studio and they were like, we need somebody to say something.
And you're just like, Are you ready?
Are you ready? They're like, say, are you ready?
Yeah, it is.
Then it turns
It's all right. Here, the camera's right there. Say, ladies and gentlemen, B-Sim.
What's up, camera?
Yeah, that's great. All right, this show is off the rails early, but we're here. Let's get it back on schedule.
Some live content.
That's right. We got a lot going on out here tonight, as we mentioned. Vince and them are over at the bar, so if you need them, they're over there. Let's talk a little bit Louisville basketball. Louisville is 8-1. coming off of a win at Indiana. We got a big week. Memphis on Saturday.
That's right.
Tennessee next week.
Yep.
We're going to own the state of Tennessee
Yep.
when we're finished with the next week. How are you feeling coming off that game? This is like the first major kind of bye week, no midweek game.
Yep.
Going Saturday to Saturday.
Right.
How are you feeling ahead of the stretch that's coming up for Louisville basketball?
I feel good. I feel like I think this is exactly how I thought we'd feel at this point in the year. It
Sure.
really is. I mean,
Yeah.
whether it be, what are they? We're 8-1, right?
8-1,
If
yeah.
we're 7-2 or 8-1, right? Like if you dropped a couple, like I would still feel equally as comfortable. I think. One thing that we haven't gotten into a ton, right? Because like, why would you talk about Kentucky basketball on the show? But I mean, I do think there is a reality to consider that Kentucky basketball is not, in my opinion, I don't think it's as dire as what fans think it is, right?
Sure,
Like,
it never is.
I mean, I don't know if you saw the thing today about Calipari has the exact same record as Arkansas.
I did see that.
As Mark Pope does
I
at
did see that.
Kentucky. And Kentucky has the talent. I think Mark Pope is a good coach. I think there are some pieces you could bring back where, like, say, like or bring in, like, say Jalen Logan's healthy,
Yeah.
and Jaden Quaidens can give you 10, 15 minutes.
What if
a
I told
game.
you they don't have a player signed next year's class?
I would say I would have to believe you.
I'm pretty sure I saw that on the way in. I'm glad you would trust me on that one.
Yeah.
I know we're not a Kentucky show, but I hear what you're saying with the expectations here and catering, and that's obviously not what Louisville is this year. Louisville has really kind of held steady, dominated everybody that they've played outside of the game that they struggled with. Cincinnati early,
Right.
took care of business late,
Right.
struggled with Arkansas.
Right.
Obviously, you lose that game by 9, not the end of the world, but
Right.
you learn a little bit about your team. But along the way, I feel like we've seen Louisville continue to grow, the ceiling continuing to elevate for them.
Yeah.
And Indiana was a great example of that, where Mikael Brown Jr. doesn't have a great game, right?
Yeah.
Kenai Roots doesn't give you a lot.
No.
Ali Khalifa doesn't do a whole lot outside of just his little, like, kind of Egyptian
Right.
magic throughout each of his little 3 minutes here.
Sprinkle some Egyptian.
Sprinkle
flavor.
it, yeah,
Yes.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
But that's what's so exciting is when you win a game against Indiana the way that you do, comfortably, and your best player
never tied.
doesn't struggle
Yeah.
or doesn't have a great game. I think that shows you the ceiling continues to elevate, the ceiling continues to get higher,
Right.
and that's what's so exciting about this team. And I hope that my fear is a week off.
Yeah.
You hear the noise about how good you are.
Sure.
Continue to live in what you did in the past against IU. You're not as hungry. I'm hoping that's not the case.
Sure.
But that's what happens sometimes when you have time off.
Yeah.
What I'm hoping for is that you see Saturday, the team continuing to elevate, continuing to get better. Mikael steps back in, has another 20, 25-point game.
Right.
This team dominates a team like Memphis that's good, but has they're not as good as Louisville.
Yeah. I mean, I'm curious what the next evolution of this team is. But I think part of it's consistency.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I mean, you're seeing a lot of ups and downs, especially with some players that are settling in the different roles. We talked about that 4 spot, how critical that is, and obviously you have Kason Pryor returning. He's a 4-5. You have Kenai Roos still trying to figure out, what direction, what his role is on this team, and then
Right.
Javon Hadley taking a lesser role on this team as well, and trying to figure out where he fits. And so I think that really, when it comes down to it, it's really the more veteran pieces that are going to be instrumental on this roster, right?
I agree.
Like, I think it's,
Sure.
I think it comes down to a core of a Javon Hadley. I'm trying to think of who else here.
Different
Isaac,
vets?
like Isaac McNeely,
Yeah.
Javon Hadley,
Isaac,
and Ryan
Ryan
Conwell.
Conwell. I mean, those are the
And
guys.
I think those are your 3 guys. You're seeing, if you look across their performances throughout the whole season, I think that those have been the 3 more consistent players.
Yeah.
They've been kind of just steady.
Right.
You see guys like, Michael, obviously against Arkansas, force a lot of stuff. A lot of forced plays, whether it be trying to get to the basket when he
Right.
shouldn't be, holding onto the ball too long, taking
Right.
ill-advised shots, going for steals when he shouldn't, playing, overplaying on defense a little bit, getting kind of exposed. I think he's an extremely talented player, but I think that that Arkansas game really made him see, like, okay, well, if I just kind of play within myself, like, this team is going to help me become a better player.
Yeah.
And I can help this become a better team, right?
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like there are players that come in and they have to do even 5-star freshmen. On some teams, they have to carry the weight. They have to be the guy, right? Like Darren Peterson, I think part of Kansas's issue is going to be at some point an over-reliance on Darren Peterson. Now, trust me, they've got Melvin Council and Flory Bedenga and all these guys, right? But when your best player is a freshman and your supporting pieces outside of Bedenga, the center, are not to that level,
right,
you put pressure on that guy to carry your team. And I think that the good thing about Mikel Brown Jr. is he does not have to carry Louisville this year. I think that he can continue to grow and find his role, continue to find a different version of himself, but he doesn't have to be a 30-point scorer. He doesn't have to be a 20-point scorer. He can have games where he struggles and still be a top 5 pick because he understands his role on the team. He understands what the team is and how good they're going to be if everyone is at their best, not necessarily always being offense first.
Yeah, I think that what the last 3 or 4 games have helped Michael realize the most. I don't want to obviously speak for him, but I mean, you saw the evolution of that against Indiana. If he just takes what the defense gives him on the offensive end,
exactly right.
If he takes what is given to him, he can be the best player on the floor with or without the ball in his hands, as a playmaker or as a scorer, right?
Yeah.
Like he can be both of those things.
Right.
It's about quickly, under 16, under 12 timeouts, making those adjustments, and that's when Louisville can kind of go on these runs.
Exactly. I really, and we talked about this on the post-game show, but I really loved how when Mikel was struggling late, Pat didn't shy away from him. Pat didn't bench him. He didn't sit him as much as I wanted him to at that moment.
Yeah.
Because he was struggling. Pat understood the bigger picture and understood how valuable having Mikel on the floor is. And what did he do? He drew up a play for him to go get a dunk and to get back into the game. And that changed the end of that game. He got going. He hit a couple of layups. He got free throws.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's them fouling, but he gets the confidence to start making plays. And I think that was extremely important for Louisville basketball. And I think heading into Memphis, it's so important that against a team that is good, that has a guy like Doug McDaniel that can get going, that has a Sincere Parker, that has the talent of a 5-star like Aaron Bradshaw, you need Louisville to continue in every way to take that next step, including Mikel. And I hope the momentum for the end of that IU game carries over through practice, carries over through what is it that in those 2 games back-to-back, Arkansas and IU, what is it that they did to you that made you struggle? What was it? Go back to the film, figure that out, spend a week locking in on how to overcome that, how to take care of that, and I think that's your guy, man. You keep continuing to go to him and give him confidence because he is a top 5 player in the country, top 5 pick in the NBA draft. He is an all-star freshman, everything that you want. And guess what, man? That's not it. It doesn't end there. You have Ryan Conwell, you have Sander Frew, you have Javon Hadley, you have Isaac McNeely, all these pieces. And that's what I just continue to be so enamored with this team is the sheer number of weapons that they have to take care of business week to week. And if somebody struggles, your brother beside you is going to step up and take care of business. That's a big deal.
Yeah, and I think that Louisville has this triumvirate, if you will, of players that I trust with my life, right?
Right.
And that's Ryan Conwell, Kobe Rogers, and Isaac McNeely.
You said on the last show, I don't remember what the player was, but you said if he couldn't breathe and he needed a lung, then you would give him
Kobe
a lung.
Rogers.
Yeah, that's it. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, because you look at when you say there's 4 minutes left in the game and you're down 4, and you put Kobe Rogers in, like I know at least that Louisville's not going to turn the ball over. I know that they're going to be as sound as they can possibly be defensively. And I know that if he has an open shot, there's a very, very high percent chance that he's going to
take care of business. Exactly.
He is just so steady. He's so trustworthy. He plays within himself.
Yeah.
He creates for others. He takes and makes shots on such a consistent basis. He really is the most reliable player Louisville has in the guard spot, in the sense that he's really the guy that can do it all for them. He's a shooter. He can get to the basket. He can play against the more aggressive competition. He can blow by you. And then obviously he's probably the best defender on the team. And so when you factor all of that in, and you also factor in the fact that he played on an undefeated team that won a national championship. I know it's Division II, but still it matters, right? Like he played on a big stage on national TV and won a national title. And then he went to college at Charleston, took over as the starting point guard, and led a team that that didn't have super high expectations to the NCAA tournament and played right with Alabama.
Yeah.
Number
until
one,
his injury.
Number
I think 2 and 15.
2 seed, something like that.
Yeah.
So
well, and that also is a testament to Pat Kelsey. I remember last year, all through the portal, we kept asking ourselves, all right, when do they go get Kobe Rogers? He's in the portal. I understand it's not the name value of Rain Smith. It's not the Fat Edwards. It's not all of these guys, right? But it's such an important piece to your team.
Yeah.
And Kobe is the glue to this team. I think that is,
yes,
in my opinion, Kobe is the glue.
Well, and everybody respects the hell.
He's an all-time great glue guy at Louisville. We've only seen 9 games, man.
Yeah, I mean,
all-time great glue guy. Calling it now.
I feel like I go back to this on almost a weekly basis, but you got to think that this is as close to that 2009 team as we've been, right? In a sense that they have 4 or 5 guys that are equally as good of options in the backcourt.
Yeah.
And that's how you win games in March and April.
Yeah.
That is
how you win experienced guards with a mix of spectacular like Mikael Brown Jr.
Mix of high-level talent. You're absolutely right.
Exactly. And I think that the Indiana game showed the ability again, and we talked about this a lot last year, when somebody struggles, somebody else steps up. And Javon Hadley was that guy. Right. Sonny Frew was that guy.
Right.
Kobe Rogers off the bench. They didn't have stat-stuffing numbers, but they made a difference. They won the game. And heading into Memphis, you're going to need that. Memphis is a very talented team.
Talented team.
And that's what Memphis's MO the last 6 years, 5 years of Penny Hardaway is we're top 5, top 10 talent in the country. Even though we're in the AAC, even though we've only made the tournament a couple of times, even though we only have a couple tournament wins, Penny's teams are stacked with guys that maybe they underperformed at their last stop. Maybe they're moving up for the mid-major roles. Maybe they're his son. He's had a son on every team that's played since he's been at Memphis. But I do think that while this year's team, it doesn't have the punch of years past, the Kendrick Davises of the world, the forgetting his name, PJ Haggerty's of the world, the top scorers in the country, these big name basketball players. But they do have a guy like Doug McDaniel that's had multiple stops. That is a very talented basketball player. I mentioned before they have Aaron Bradshaw, the former Kentucky 5-star, former Ohio State 5-star, Kenny Payne's greatest whip.
He didn't play last game.
Doesn't shock me, not one bit, and that fits in perfectly with Penny Hardaway. Every year, Penny Hardaway has had a major transfer, major bench player, major freshman not play, have controversy around him. That's just kind of the makeup of this team. But when you look at Memphis, they are certainly talented, and they have, for the most part, taken care of the teams that they should.
Right.
They not necessarily beating them by a lot or blowing them out. And losing to some of the better teams, the Ole Miss, Purdue, obviously.
Right.
They've had some in-betweens, the UNLVs, the Wake Forest, and then this past week they beat Baylor, who, is not the Baylor of years past, but is certainly still a good basketball team coached by a coach that loves Mexican food.
I was literally just trying to think of a way to bring up the fact that a Kentucky fan called him at a Mexican restaurant, and also, are people calling now?
Probably not. Doesn't look so good for him, but it is 1 year.
Baylor is a top. Before they lost to Memphis, they were a top 30 team on KenPom. They're 31st.
Yes,
Like,
and they're still gritty, nitty.
And we'll find out just how good they are in February.
Yeah, and so point being, Memphis beating them is a big deal. It shows significance as to who Memphis is and what to expect from Memphis. And I think, again, when you combine talent with a guy like Penny, who isn't the best coach, but knows how to get out of his guys what he needs, and then a team that's kind of feeling themselves hot after Louisville comes off of a 1-week rest, it is certainly the recipe for a clunker, for sure. And so for Louisville, don't let it be a trap game, knowing that Tennessee is midweek on the road in a big game.
Sure.
And don't underestimate a week off. Don't underestimate what that does to you on the floor. Understand how important every little detail of warm-ups, walkthroughs, all of that.
Sure.
I know it sounds so cliche, but all of that really matters in a week like this when you've had a week off.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Memphis is not as good as Louisville. And Louisville should, interior with the guards and forwards, all around Louisville should win this game by 10 plus points.
Yeah, I mean, look, they brought in a really solid transfer class. They have some elite level guard play. I'd say they probably have a top 25 backcourt in the country. The pieces are there for this team to be successful. I mean, it was an NCAA tournament team last year, right? I mean, they correct me if I'm wrong there. I mean, they were like a 9 seed, 10 seed, something like that last year.
They were, yeah.
And I mean, again, it feels like a pretty well constructed roster.
It's
just a matter of getting them to play well
Yeah.
together. I mean, they're a top 150 team offensively and top 50, 75 team defensively in ping pong. They're long. They have a lot of length and size.
Yeah.
They will really make things difficult for you on defense.
Yeah.
And Louisville struggled against an Arkansas team that had similar size, right?
Yes.
And
they're athletic as all get out. I mean, that's the way Penny likes to play, is up and down with a team that has a prolific scorer.
Yeah.
And they are no freshmen, no JUCO players, nobody that's not a transfer on this team coming in this year. They bring in guys from Temple, Ohio State, South Carolina, LSU, St. Mary's, Kansas State, McNeese, Western, South Dakota State.
Right.
So they have a lot of mid-major guys. And so that's where I say they're not as talented as they've been in years past, where
Sure.
they have a strong starting 5, starting 7, and then they have a little bit of a dip. This year, I feel like their team is good, but I don't think that they're going to win the AAC. I don't think this is a tournament team. And I don't think that this is a team that Louisville... I think here's how I'll say this. If Louisville struggles with this team, Louisville hasn't understood the assignment of what Cincinnati and Arkansas did. That's how I'll say that.
Right.
They don't get it. They haven't processed that teams are... They may not be better than them. I mean, Louisville's going to face very few teams this year that are not as good as them on paper, right? Maybe Duke, maybe a couple of others throughout the year.
Very few.
Very few teams are at their level. And so for Louisville, how do they see this? How do they show up? What do they do? How do they kind of approach that?
I think it's pretty apparent what opponents are doing to try to disrupt them, right? Louisville wants to increase possessions, right? Over 70 possessions is the goal. They want to have 70 to 80 possessions every single game.
Vince.
What opponents are doing is trying to do the opposite. They're trying to not necessarily slow it down completely to make it a complete half-court game, but when they make shots, it's harder for Louisville to push the ball.
Yeah.
When Louisville misses shots, they don't feel like they're in any hurry, or they're getting out on the break. Louisville, conversely, is not getting a lot of opportunities out on the break, and I think that's by design from their opponents.
Yeah, but they're still trying to run. The problem is Louisville is not taking advantage of scoring on turnovers in those games.
No, they're not. I mean, they're they're in the 300s in fast break points in the country.
But they have a top 5 pace in the country.
Right. And
how is that? That's the way that Pat plays them.
Because they're taking the first open shot. And
7 seconds or less.
Yeah.
One of the greatest offenses ever in the history of basketball.
I think in Pat Kelsey terms, it's 11 seconds or less. I think is the goal. That was the Warriors that you're talking about?
No.
7 seconds or less.
Presley.
I don't
It
know.
breaks my heart that you don't know this. I bet nobody around here
That
we're sitting
sounds like a
with knows
Kentucky
this.
team.
It was the Phoenix Suns of the Sean Marion, Steve Nash, Joe Johnson, Amari Stoudemire days. 7 seconds or less. Let's see, Vince knew that. Get out of here. You're not a basketball guy. Vince knew that. You don't have to get out of here. I'm saying.
We're at a family venue, or else I'd have like 17 jokes to tell. But no, I mean, in all seriousness, I think that's the adjustment they have to make. Number one, teams are slowing them down, and the way that they're doing it is by being the aggressor, right? Like, they're mucking things up. They are, trying to muddy the waters a little bit. Indiana did it very unsuccessfully, right? Like
They tried.
they had a couple of guys that every time they got touched, they flopped.
They did. Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what kept the game close there for.
Well, especially
for a good
with Tucker DeVries. I mean, you scored 13 of your 24 from the free throw line. It tells me everything about how you're getting your points.
Yeah.
Especially when you're the only guy at that magnitude of. And Connor Enright certainly. I think it was LJ Fiasco was tweeting that he looked like Miles Teller and the money runs out. I thought that was fucking hilarious. So funny. It looked just like it. It looked like Miles Teller went on a drug bin for like a week and then jumped back into the 70s.
He looks so small, and he's probably like way bigger than Miles Teller.
100%. Yeah.
But Connor Enright lost outright, and he only scored 2 points. So.
And he had the worst.
And he had
set of
15 flops.
All right, let's reset here. We are at main event. I am Jacob Lane. This is Presley Meyer. We are here with a group of our State of Louisville friends at the main event off of Lincoln Baker Parkway in Jeffersontown, Kentucky. Got some brownie points here for saying that.
Yep.
And this is the spot to be, man. I love this place. My kids love this place. I told my daughter that I was coming here tonight, and she was audibly upset that she wasn't also coming. Oh, yeah. Big tears.
Shout out Ruby.
I felt bad almost. Like, am I making the wrong choice here? Like, should I have brought her? Like, but that's what this kind of place is. You have Jacob's a bad dad. Boo!
I will reiterate. I come for the bowling and pool. Okay. And the laser tag.
And look, who says that if we wanted to have a State of Louisville boys night out, we couldn't just come play some laser tag, do some road course, and do some bowling here?
Honestly,
right? It's versatile like us. You know, we got a little football, a little basketball, we got a little rap.
Just the other night, I saw like a big group of buddies like going in to play laser tag the other night, and I got kind of sad because it was just me and Vince, and we just looked so pathetic in there, just running around by ourselves, playing laser tag, and you know, like with the pre-assigned names, like. You were like Star-Lord and Taser. Like,
you two are the worst.
You're out.
All right, let's do this. Do you want to swap with Vince? We'll get Vince in here and do a little football. You go with B.
Okay with this?
I think so.
Okay.
You go with B. Somebody grab me a beer would also be great, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
We'll do a little transition here. Like I said, State of Louisville Live with friends. We're doing some football, basketball crossover tonight. And we talked about this. You probably didn't hear us say this, but I'm really excited about State of Louisville Live because we're blending all of our shows together. Everybody's coming together. We're talking football and basketball in one show. I know Keith is watching, and he's very upset that he can't be here to spew football.
He'll be here soon.
He'll be here soon. Keith, well, trust me. We're getting there. But I'm excited to State of Louisville Live, talk a little basketball. Now it's time to talk football. Vince Lococo from the Pink Seats podcast. We've been really reeling from SMU. It's great to have the Kentucky blowout.
Yeah, you got your party shirt on.
I got my party shirt on. Ladies and gentlemen, if you ever see me in the plaid shirt, just know that it is time to get down. I think that's what the shirt is becoming known for. But we head into bowl season, and even us, as much as I'm a football guy, I'm having a hard time. Having a hard time staying locked in. The portal's about to open.
Right.
The season didn't end the way we wanted. Now, look, I love Jeff got his extension. We've squashed the Michigan talk, not the Michigan talk. We squashed the Penn State talk. We squashed wherever. Jeff's here, but we have a lot of work ahead of us.
100%.
And Toledo is no joke, man. No joke. Now, interim coach, but you got a MAC team that's looking at their Super Bowl. Let's talk about, just for a quick second, let's talk about the bowl game. How are you feeling? What's your reaction to that? You were cooking when I told you the opponent. Did that interrupt your cooking or what?
Yes, it did interrupt my cooking, for sure. More so out of sadness and disappointment. Like, I was really hoping for a pinstripe or for a Fenway Bowl.
Mayo Bowl.
Mayo Bowl would be nice. At the end of the day, man, bowl seasons are all just to celebrate, you know, the year that you had and everything. So if you're not playing for the national championship, you really just want to be going to a good location. And I would be thrilled going to Boca Raton.
Yes.
I'd be thrilled. Now, as a fan, I'm obviously disappointed because of the year and X, Y, and Z.
Right.
But I mean, shoot, if I had the money to go, if we had the money right now to go to Boca Raton for that bowl game, would we be mad?
We'd be coming back on Christmas Eve.
We would be very happy.
Sorry, honey.
Exactly. So if you have the money and the means to make this trip, you're definitely excited.
I mean, it's not Destin, it's not Daytona, so Louisville is not right in that heart, but Boca Raton's not far.
Right.
You're going to get a visit from the Gelatis. You know, that's hometown to Ashton and his family. So, you know, hopefully you get some folks there. You know, little built-in crowd.
Penny Boom Bowl too, right?
That's right,
Isn't
man.
that what we've established?
The
It's
Penny
the
Boom
loser
Bowl.
claims him.
Loser claims Penny Bowl as Penny Boone is their alumni.
Okay.
And look, this game with Jason Candle as the head coach of Toledo would be a little bit different because if you're a football fan, you've known the name Jason Candle for a long time. He was a guy that was a candidate for jobs 10 years ago, stuck it out at that level, and has continued to grow that program. But he goes off to UConn, and now you have an interim coach on a year where I told you guys this at Byrne last week. This is the most disappointing season for me in Louisville football. Not history, because there's some bad years. I won't mention years.
Yeah.
But this season it stings so much worse for me because maybe I'm naive. I had legitimate playoff hopes.
I did too. Yeah, I mean, especially with looking at the landscape of the ACC. If you're two-loss Louisville right now, I mean, where do you think you're sitting in the playoff rankings, Jacob? I mean, they're looking at that Miami game a lot different now.
But you know what sucks about that is, and this is a very much a if candies and nuts or whatever the saying is. Where
my aunt had balls.
Yeah, my aunt had balls, she be my uncle.
Yeah.
But if you don't lose Cal, Clemson,
You're in.
you're in the playoff.
You're in.
For 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
That's what makes this suck so much worse.
Yeah. And
It's 3 points.
but at the same time,
Three fucking points.
Just playing devil's advocate, but
I mean,
we have extreme standards.
Yeah, we
Not
do.
extreme, like
Football standards are unruly.
they're
For what we
I
are
think
as
they're very
a program.
realistic, but like again, like for what we are, for where we've been as a program, like 8 wins is
Yeah. The difference
bad.
is
It's not a bad
it's not,
season.
but it's context.
it pisses
And
you off more knowing you
we're
could
not.
have been
In 20 years, we won't look back and say, in 2024 and 5, the ACC was down.
Yeah.
We'll say, well, they won 8 games, 9 games. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But fuck, man, the ACC has never been more winnable for Jeff Braun.
That's what I don't want to sit back and say like 10 years down the road and
That's-
say, man, we really.
I was supposed to have a Honda Accord on my ass cheek this year, man.
We really had our shot in 2024, 2023, 2024, and we couldn't do it. That's the last thing I want to
Yeah,
say.
and it's like, there's been a lot of instances in college football, college basketball, the NFL, NBA, where coaches win the amount of games that you need to win to be a successful team. You go to the playoffs, you win a game, a series,
Right.
but it's not enough. And we're not there as a program to make a change off that, but what we can be is a fan base that laments how close we were to being there.
Right. You can be pissed off. You should be pissed off.
Is Miami not hosting a playoff game?
That should be Louisville. That should be Louisville.
That's why I said I should have a Honda Accord on my ass cheek.
Exactly. We should be hosting a playoff game, and it's frustrating.
You beat 2 playoff teams and you're sitting out here and you're going to the, and again, I don't say this to be negative, so don't take it as that, because we're going to continue to do coverage, but like, you're going to the fucking Boca Raton Bowl, man. It's not even close to the Pinstripe Bowl.
Is it the Bush's Big Beans Boca Raton Bowl?
Is that what it is? Well, and here's the thing. We got to talk about, Jeff, we got to talk. Let's have a little conversation here. I get it. Jeff's like, today I went to a high school, did some panel judging for an advertising contest, and these high school kids are petrified of talking.
Yeah,
Just
of
petrified,
course.
right?
Unless you get this camera in front of them.
Is that Jeff Braun? Like, Jeff Braun doesn't want to be the guy that's embarrassed,
No.
like doesn't want baked beans because he doesn't want to be, like, he looks stupid in the football.
Did you
leather
already
hat.
say he's not going to do the baked beans?
I think Greg Brom said he's not doing the beans.
I mean, I'd rather have beans than mayo, personally. Like,
Or, I
just
mean,
like texture-wise, like the clumpiness of having mayo on you.
yeah, all right, YouTube comment section, would you rather be dumped in baked beans or mayo? I think I'd rather be beans
and
also.
you know, each year Duke's mayo, you're getting that clip. You know what clip I'm talking about that's going to circulate on social media. It's going to be that clip, and you don't want that.
Some
clip.
folks call that the money shot.
Yeah, the money shot.
The money
Yep,
shot.
The money shot.
The money shot. And you're right, and I get it. When you're a football guy, you don't have time for baked beans. But also, you're in the fucking baked beans bowl,
I'm a
man.
football guy, and I love it.
I don't think it's a matter of whether you even. Do you want to be dumped in baked beans if you beat Toledo? I mean, you have to ask yourself that question. Do you really want to be covered in baked beans after you beat Toledo? Chat, get in here. Baked beans or mayo?
I mean, I'd do it for the boys.
Yeah.
I think in the moment you're so
Yeah. I would be so.
Whether it's the
Fuck,
Boca
give me the
Raton
beans.
Bowl,
Give me the
or
beans.
whether it's the Compass Bowl, or
Yeah.
the State of Louisville Credit Card Bowl, whatever it might be, like
State of Louisville.
at
Bowl
the
would
end
be
of the
fire,
day,
man.
you are going to be so excited at the fact that you're ending the year on a high note, on a win.
Yeah.
So, trust me, the locker room is completely different. I was in the locker room for 2016 and 2017 when we lost to LSU and Texas A&M. And I was in the locker room whenever we beat Mississippi State in 2019. You would have thought we won the national championship after winning Music City. Like those.
Yes.
that's-
Okay, but let me ask you this question. And be honest. Don't bullshit. If that game was Toledo, not Mississippi State. Now I get it. Mississippi State was missing coaches and whatever, but they're still SEC. You beat Toledo. How do you feel?
Fine, because I'm in the bowl games.
Yeah, but you're not out here doing a TikTok dance and stuff. Like you
No,
can't.
don't do a TikTok dance for anything
You
nowadays.
can't. Beer delivery. Let's go. Oh my God, our IT director would be furious right now if he just saw what happened on my computer. And nothing spilled. We're good. Are you going with him? You gonna go with B? All right. We need something. I'm not leaving here with nothing.
Oh, I was waiting until I don't think we have another one.
We should have another one.
Yeah.
We have another set of mics.
Oh yeah, my bad.
We brought both a pair tonight. There we go, ladies and gentlemen, getting a little bit of behind the scenes talk. We are out here, and you see it right here. Sorry, let me do this hand. Right here, main event. I'm trying to point at it. Main event.
Over here.
I know I'm bad at camera pointing. Main event, State of Louisville Live. We are in
Where's
here
Keith-
in the
where's Keith at
greatest
when you need him?
arcade that exists in the state of Louisville. I'm looking at bowling to my right. I got a ropes course in front of me. I've got arcade games, virtual reality. I've got darts. I've got claw machine. If you're 32, 52, 72, 2, 12, 6, 7, I mean, any age, this is the spot to be. And tonight we've done a little bit of everything. We've cheered on the pep rally. St. X is here for the Made Hoops main event classic, which I'll get into that here in a minute about that this weekend. A big time basketball event in the city of Louisville. But there's a lot going on here. And main event, man, I told him, the kid in me comes out here. Like, I just want to go play skee ball right now.
You saw me on the VR set the other day. I could spend an hour and a half in here on the Star Wars VR set. Like I just got by Vader. Nerd. Yeah, I did get choked out by Darth Vader. Which was weird because it felt
How
like
did
my
that
body
feel
was.
for your emotions? Like jiu-jitsu guy getting choked out
It felt
on a
like I
video
was
game?
getting lifted off my body. He was using the force. He wasn't in a guillotine choke. Darth Vader didn't have me in a guillotine. You ever heard of a thing called the Force, Jacob?
I have,
Shout
yes.
out to Demi Rainey Lee.
Yeah,
Shout
okay.
out to Demi Rainey Lee from Coach Q.
Okay,
That's what it says.
okay, all right.
Demi Rainey Lee.
What is it?
Demi Rain.
Demi Rain.
Demi
Shout out
Rain.
Demi Rain.
Coach
Let's go.
Q.
Coach Q. We're making friends here at Main Event. I don't know what that means, but we're rocking and rolling. This is great. So, football. Today, big news. We've known this for a while. Georgia was going to back out of that schedule, that game with Louisville. Both teams were over the conference, non-conference level, with the conferences going to 9 games. For Louisville, though, they have played Ole Miss. They've opened with SEC schools. The Georgias of the world, the Kentuckys of the world, they want to play 9 SEC games and they want to play 3 cupcake games, right?
Of course they do.
That's what they do, because why would you not? You're going to get...
Indiana did.
Exactly. You're going to get... And I said last year on our show, that's the strategy. Go 12-0, man. Go 12-0, even if all 4 of your games are cupcakes.
I'd much rather be sitting in the playoffs, undeniable, 5-2, 5-2, 5-2. I'd rather be sitting there, I'd rather be the team than them saying, oh, Louisville's undefeated, so we have to put them in, but who'd they play? Because we're in. You're in, and you won all your fucking games at that point, and we would know how good we are. We would know if we could compete with, with Miami, Georgia, Florida State, like all these bigger name schools. I don't know, man. It's just weird. I'm not a big fan of playing cupcakes. I'm definitely a Jeff Brom mold of playing the best, wanting to play the best, but at the same time, I'm not an idiot. Like what you're saying, it makes sense to play cupcakes. Why not play cupcakes and just run the table?
Because when your games are 9 weeks of smash mouth, over the top football, it's different than when you're in the ACC and you have weeks now. No offense, no Saturdays given, but you have Boston College. You have, at times other schools that are not very good.
Cal.
Stanford. Now we lost
to two of those. Three of them.
Can't say a lot, but for Louisville, your 9 games looks different in the SEC.
Why does it look so different with us being when ACC teams beat each other in the rank? It's evaluated completely different than when the SEC
Yeah,
teams.
and I think that's because the SEC is how many bad teams? Kentucky. That's it for the most part. Mississippi State this year.
Yeah.
For the most part,
Vandy,
the SEC.
for the most part, Vandy's had 2 fucking good years, and now we're gonna act like Clark Leah before Diego Pavia walked through that door was coaching for his fucking job.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree with you, but when you do that there, it's Vanderbilt. It's like if Virginia went undefeated. Like Vanderbilt having 2 losses in the SEC or 3 losses is equivalent to an undefeated Wake Forest.
It's just insane how much love the SEC gets, and it's like, Hank and Dina were talking about it this morning on the radio show. Like, I don't want to hear anything more about scheduling with the ACC whenever schools like Georgia are backing out.
Yeah,
it's like,
well, for Louisville, you've got to get more creative. So Big 12, Big 10, AAC,
neutral sites.
I'm
not playing a neutral site game against Georgia and Atlanta. I won't do it. So quit asking.
It's Nick Saban, 100%. Stop asking. It's ridiculous.
Neutral site. I saw that in the comments. Like, come on.
I mean, it's John Calipari.
Right.
I'm not going to play you at Rum, but I will play you at Yum Center.
Yeah, I'll play at Yum Center or Freedom Hall if you want to.
I'm not going to go to Bloomington, but I'll play at Yum Center.
Exactly.
Yeah, the neutral site stuff, it pisses me off too. And now it's different when Ole Miss and Louisville, which we heard today, Georgia cancels. We knew it was coming. The big story of that was no buyout. We'll get to that in just a second. But then you get the announcement of Louisville and Ole Miss week 1 in Nashville, and that is perfect. That is perfect. It's halfway in between. Ole Miss is going to go to Nashville.
Yep.
Louisville's going to go to Nashville. It will be.
And we love Nashville. Louisville fans travel well to Nashville. Don't lie. We love going to Nashville. Anybody complaining about this game?
Nashville is Louisville on
just,
steroids.
Yeah,
to
it's just
Louisville
bullshitting
people.
themselves.
Yeah. State of Nashville, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, you can't be complaining about this.
Yeah. Yeah, so, it's very interesting to see what they're going to do with future schedules and how they'll schedule. But for now, you knew it was coming. You ended up, in my opinion, it's not Georgia at home. It's probably more winnable, though.
Yeah, it's definitely more winnable. I would say so. But Georgia at home, I did not. I would have confidence in playing Georgia at home. I would have no confidence playing Georgia in Athens.
God, no.
None.
God, no.
None. And I'm fine with it. It makes sense for Georgia to back out of this game.
Yes,
it just does.
It does.
Why would they waste their time with a game like Louisville, where, like I just said, potentially you're going to potentially lose that on the road. You likely got us at home, but why even fuck with that year of potentially losing home?
Exactly, especially when you get the leeway of 3 games in the SEC. We see that. We learned that this year, right? So if you lose to Louisville, it's not necessarily you can't come back from it. But at the same time, what Georgia is saying is, I'm looking at this schedule and I'm accounting for probably 1 loss, maybe 2 in the conference. I can't take my 3rd loss being Louisville.
Oh, they'd be done.
They'd be done.
You'd be done. That's an easy way for them to sit there and say, oh, let's compare the 3 losses that you had, which I think a 3-loss team should be completely done in general.
This is where we disagree. It's not for me. It's not a matter of.
I'm done with all this.
Expand the college football playoff.
I am straight basketball. You win your conference, you're in.
Expand the college
You
football
win your
playoff.
conference, you're in. So Duke should be in.
I agree. Expand the college football playoff.
No, it's too much
Expand
football.
the college football
It's too much
playoff.
football on people's bodies.
I don't
You're not
disagree
gonna-
with that.
you're-
Eliminate.
Running backs
here's
are going to
the-
go to the NFL. Not
here's-
healthy. Quarterbacks are going to get hurt.
Here's what should happen. It's never going to happen. But
You guys don't have to cheer that loud for us.
okay,
I mean,
yeah.
seriously.
Thank you all.
guys.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. I will stand up. Thank you all. Wow.
Definitely not a Christmas
Standing
party.
ovation for the state of Louisville in here. Woo! No, I'm not gonna do it. It's a family venue. We're not gonna do that. But yeah, I think that here's my challenge: is if you're going to start quantifying losses as when you're out, right, and you're done, for some conferences, it's not equal. 2 losses don't equal the same in the SEC and the ACC. That's where the standard is annoying to me. So if it truly is, win your conference, get the top 10, the top 16, top whatever teams in, get rid of the conference championships. Get rid of them. Get rid of them.
Completely different.
Get rid of them.
You should. If you keep it now, 12-team playoff,
But
you win your conference, you're in.
unless,
That's it.
But you're right. But the problem is, in this current environment, the way that they have it structured is Duke should have been in.
Yep.
They won their conference, right? And it's the opposite
Miami should be out.
of college basketball, to where every year you see teams that won their conference title in the regular season outright,
Yeah.
and then they have to go play in this one-loss tournament, and you win, and you're done. You're not getting in. How is that fair? I get it. Win your
What's the
games.
difference between that and football? You go into the tournament. you
Because
won the
Alabama
conference,
but Alabama just lost in the conference championship and then got right into the playoffs.
So they shouldn't be in.
They shouldn't be in.
Exactly. That's
They
what I'm
shouldn't be
saying.
in. And
I'm
Notre Dame
saying-
shouldn't be in either because they didn't play in a damn conference.
Exactly. I'm saying you win your conference, you are in, and that would make
Well,
it so much easier.
No, you're
for
right.
us
So
to
your
sit
logic
there.
is saying stay at 12 and make this change. I'm saying
I
they're not
don't
going to make
give
that
a
change
fuck
at 12.
If your conference is so fucking down, and how many teams are in the playoffs now? What, 12 teams?
12 teams.
If your conference is so fucking down, and the ACC is like seven and whatever, you're 6 and whatever, but that team wins the conference. During, you should be. If you win your conference, you should be in.
I agree.
Because
I
you
agree.
are the best of your conference.
I agree. And that's where I
And then we
say
can shorten
expanding,
everything
because
down.
in years where
If we're going to expand it, you have to shorten the regular season.
I
think
don't
fans-
disagree with that,
I-
but that's not
it's
happening. It's
just
not happening.
the amount of games you're talking about is just so, which I think it's leaning more towards what you're talking about. I just think it's too much football on the kids' bodies. Do they give a fuck about that?
I agree, but
do
it's-
they care about that when they're making money?
you got a
No.
105-minute scholarship roster. Play other people.
No.
Go deeper.
No.
Why not?
It's too hard. Too hard to go deep now. It's hard to keep 3, 4, 5 now. Look at our running back room this year.
No, I don't disagree with you, but that's my point, is if every team, now they're not going to because it's 12 games this year, but if every team had the opportunity, knowing they were going to play more games, to play more players, but it didn't work that way. But that's why they extended the roster.
Yeah.
You have 105 scholarship players. You mean to tell me that you can only play 40 players out of your 105-man scholarship roster? Well, then we're doing something
Yes.
wrong.
No, they're not. That's at every school. I promise you. They won't be able to know the playbook, bro. Half those kids, there's at least 50 of those kids that won't be able to run in solo.
That's where we're never going to agree in college football.
I'm just telling you how it is.
I get it.
They will not be able to run in solo. Every
get
one
it.
of those kids that was on scout team,
I get it.
we're very
I don't
lucky
disagree.
that the position where we were playing guys on scout team against Kentucky were running backs likely. Like those guys were likely on scout team all year.
Right.
Because it's a little bit less, obviously,
I
it's
get it.
read and react.
Yeah.
If that's an offensive lineman, oh,
He's lost his shit. Yeah, they're not smart enough.
If that's a
for that.
quarterback, oh my God.
Yeah.
But
I don't disagree. I'm just saying.
I don't know, man.
There's
They
a way to extend your
They just need
schedule.
to do something different.
What did the NFL do when they expanded their schedule? They expanded their roster. Now, does it matter? I don't know.
I just think there's not enough
Phillip Rivers is gonna
college
play football
football
this weekend.
players that are like good and smart
Well-
enough to be able to play at a high level.
You are preaching as to why I'm not a college football junkie.
Yeah.
Basketball, I got 13 guys. I'm going to probably play 10 of them.
Roll the ball out.
Now, that's...
I
that
knew
says the guy that
I knew.
go wide receivers just run straight and go fast, right?
Slant. You
You literally go this way and then that way.
they
So
just roll the
yeah,
ball out there, don't they? That's why Cal
that's
was so
exactly
good,
right. That's exactly right. But Louisville will get Ole Miss week 1 in Nashville. It will be a great time. I'm extremely excited about going to Nashville again. Western Kentucky in 2019.
Yeah,
A lot of fun. Evan
Almost-
Conley.
We had a fire on the field that game. Remember that? Like a smoke thing, like blew, like it didn't blow up, but it was like
I do think I
smoking.
remember that.
Yeah.
What I remember about that game was Evan Conley coming in as a true freshman and throwing a bomb to Tutu.
Yep. Those were good days.
You signaled that play
2019, yeah, I probably did. 2019, when nobody knew what Sat was running, we were the most creative team in the land.
Well, I'll tell you what they did was run, play action, pass, touchdown!
Exactly. exactly 1 year of film. And
Yeah, right.
See how it goes.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me that they just run and then throw?
Okay, where's number one?
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
all right, we're
Yeah.
good.
Follow number one.
Is 10 in? Okay, 10's in at running back. So they're going to run this. Let's see. Is Big 75 at tackle? Yep. Probably going to run it behind him.
Yeah. Closing thoughts on football, even though we've lost everybody. So you're going to be sitting here for the rest of the show, it seems like.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We're doing, man.
What are your thoughts? We talked about Toledo. We talked about the conference schedule, but I'm starting to see more chatter on Twitter about transfer portal and players. Where are you sitting on like biggest need, what they got to do? Like, where if you're Jeff Brom and Vince, because we know Vince is tomorrow is the roster guy.
Right.
He's the way I see it is he's going to go to Jeff and tell Jeff what he needs. What if you're Vince? What are you telling Jeff? Here is where the bulk of our money goes.
Well, I'm looking and saying we're not spending the bulk of it at quarterback this year. We're not going to do it. We're ride with the three guys that we have on roster. We're looking at running backs and figuring out which of the guys want to come back. And if you don't want to come back,
can I give you a little bit of a hot take? I was thinking about this today. You can live without Isaac.
no, that's what I'm saying.
You can't live
If
without
you don't want to
Keenan
be
Brown.
here, no, I agree.
Can I tell you why? So you saw the video that we posted on
Yeah.
Twitter of him against Clemson. Did you see him shed Peter Woods?
Yeah, he's
All right, give me that. That's an NFL running back. That was an NFL run against Clemson.
so means like I don't really love getting offensive linemen out of the portal because I think your best offensive lineman will be already on the field and playing, and it's very rare. I feel like you're going to get offensive linemen.
You have some years where you get Willie Tyler and
Exactly.
Eric Miller, and then
It's
you have
too hit
other
or
years
miss.
where you have Mo Musa
It's too hit or
and
miss.
Mac Pounders.
It's too hit or miss
Yeah.
for me. I would rather us spend the bulk of our money on offense getting a weapon in Tyler, like an absolute
Vince
weapon.
Morrow says, "Well, I'm say more."
I just
He
want
likes it.
I just want an absolute weapon, hand in the dirt, that can block down on down blocks, that can climb to a linebacker. But at the same time, if we put him at the number 3 wide receiver, we're not losing a step and right
Yeah.
there going against an outside linebacker or a safety.
Yeah,
I mean,
but-
if we get that just offense, man, that's going to be a game changer.
Ari Johnson.
A complete different threat.
Yeah.
And then I would love offensively another weapon at wide receiver, losing Chris Bell, losing Colin Lacey. I think we've hit on most of our big name guys out of the portal at that
Yeah.
position. Maybe an FCS guy coming up. We've done well with guys like that. Defensive wise, I'm always a big component for getting more defensive linemen.
They need it. That's their biggest
Would
need.
love more defensive linemen, and
I don't know if you noticed, but when we were at Burn, we were talking about roster management, and I love Keith. Keith, if you're listening, you know I love you. You know that I really trust your football acumen, but I think that we have this tendency as fans, and Keith did this in the show, to just names equal success. It doesn't work like that.
right.
And our defensive line has names. We have guys.
Guys
that
who you know the name, yeah.
You know their name. You know that they were recruited because they were local or they were whatever. But we're going to bring back 1.5 sacks next year at the defensive line spot outside of Clef Lubin and AJ Green.
Yeah.
That to me is terrifying.
Yeah, and those two guys are what? Your edge guys.
And were they successful this year because they're great edge guys, or were they successful in part because
Collectively, it's
Jordan Garrard
of the group.
and Renee Congo were pretty damn good?
You saw the success rate of Ashton Gelati whenever he didn't have much help on the inside or outside. You know what I mean? And those guys weren't bad at all. They did fine, but whenever you're sitting there questioning, do I double this guy? Do I double Clev and leave AJ one-on-one? Do I double AJ and leave Clev one-on-one? Well, shoot, we got 2 tackles right here, right in front of us, and we also have to worry about.
Yeah.
I mean, that stuff plays a
Yeah.
factor.
And I think one of the things that it's going to be a twofold offensive offseason. And what I mean by that is you have a lot of guys that you have to make some really tough choices on what you're willing to pay them. In this day and age, Isaac Brown being the biggest in my opinion. And I don't know anything, but what I know is that over 2 years, when I look at trends, Louisville does not invest in what?
Injured players.
Injured players.
Yeah.
And we could name multiple instances of that. Where Louisville says, I'm gonna take the chance on the next guy because I can't invest
Right.
in your whatever injury. And I think with Isaac, he's the biggest question. But I also think on defense with guys like Clev, as awesome as Clev is, we want him back, right? But when you have a guy behind him like AJ Green, maybe you say to yourself, I don't need to overpay Clev because I have another guy, and I can go spend that money elsewhere.
I would look at him and say, however much money we're spending on him, I'm sure other people will come and call him, but look at the league you're in. You're in a very pass rusher friendly league, and look who your counterparts are. You know, like you want to have a good Batman to your Robin, Robin to your Batman. Like, you need a good co-host.
Yeah.
Like it can't just be one guy.
It can't be
as
one
much as
guy.
he would love it to be the.
You know about this. It can't just be Vince.
Yeah.
We love Vince, but we need a little Jacob and a little Keith.
Yes. Maybe.
Yeah, you know, on some days. Sometimes we don't get enough Vince, but you know, yeah, right. Your supporting cast is oftentimes a big deal, but do guys think that way? Do they look at it when they're looking at their money as, you know, I can take less because I'm going to do better here? No, they don't. And that's my fear with a guy like Clev is Clev could probably go to Florida next year, to Georgia, to Texas A&M and make more money as like Jared Dawson did in Notre Dame.
Be the big fish in a little pond.
That's correct.
Or would you rather,
That's
or
correct.
maybe big fish in a big pond? Little fish in a big pond.
Little fish in a big pond.
Yeah.
Or be a big fish
In a
in a big pond. I don't know. Both of those are kind of questionable. I think ideal situation, I'm a little fish in a little pond.
I am a big component of you made a commitment to the University of Louisville, so why don't you just stay your fucking ass put at the University of Louisville?
Well, Vince, 1-year contract, so why? And as you know, as a former athlete, universities will say here today, gone tomorrow.
Yeah.
And so as a player now with power, I also, here's what I say about this. If my employer at the end of every year gave me the opportunity
To
to
reevaluate.
reevaluate my pay and then decide where I'm going,
My employer made that decision.
my
for
employer,
me.
if you're listening, I love working there and I'm not going anywhere, but I would have to.
My employer
I'd
made
be
that decision
stupid.
for me.
That's correct. But you would have to evaluate that decision on your behalf of all of what we're saying. That's the thing is the real world. Now, it's a lot more money than the real world,
Right.
but it's very real in evaluating your role, your future, your current.
See, I'm just, and you know me, so you can attest to it. I'm far too loyal.
Yeah, portal's not for you.
Like,
now, can I tell you something?
Portal, Will Stein deal, like I couldn't do.
I would be-
especially with Penn State.
I'd be a portal guy. I could do it.
Yeah.
My professional career has been jumping around to make more money.
Right.
Until recently, the last 3 years.
Yeah.
So that's why I say it's very translatable to the real world. And so for Louisville, I think that Louisville has a lot of needs. And we're going to get into this over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But, like, if I showed you the roster, who's coming back, I would say
It's kind of bones.
Louisville's got to spend 70% of their money on starters.
Yeah.
Give that perspective.
Yeah.
That's 22 starters. Think about how many players you have, 105 scholarships.
Yeah.
You need to spend 70 to 75% of your money on 22 players. That tells you a lot. But we talked about this, and I think it's going to be the storyline of the offseason. Like, not hyperbolic. Do you go young or do you go old? That will be the story of Louisville next year.
Yeah.
Does Louisville invest in youth? Bring Deuce back. Bring Kewan back. Bring TJ McWilliams. Bring Jaleel, whatever, whoever it is. Or do you go out and you get 42 redshirt juniors?
See, I think you can do a good mix of both of those guys. We have too good of young talent at the at this point. Like Deuce, Mason Mims, Rich Sherry, whenever he comes in. Like all these younger guys are coming in and ready to hit the field. And it's like, well, find the good mix of young and old, and maybe you can afford having a young, super talented freshman out there, wide receiver or something like that, who might not know the playbook entirely, but you have your fifth-year senior who knows what he's doing, and you might be taking a little bit of a hit on speed and route running capability, but he's going to get that dude lined up, and he's still going to be an option for you to throw the ball to.
We talked about this, if you remember, in the offseason when Louisville it was kind of early offseason, late offseason. We talked about, I told you all, I thought that Jeff was building this class to play young.
Yeah.
It's the first class I've seen where I look at it and I say, I think you could play a lot of these guys. The Peyton Cooks, the Gavin Waddells, the Stricklands, there's guys that can play in this class, and that's where I tend to look at this and say, Go get the guys you're talking about. Go
Yeah.
get the guys that can come in and keep the team competitive, but make the priority building your youth.
Yes.
And so that way, the next 3 years, you're building yourself for success. And
by the
you're
end of
not
that-
each year to year, saying, I got 40 transfers. It's this year is dependent upon their success.
Yeah, I'm getting tired
Yeah,
of the
Keith
40.
is
I'm
graying
right
out
there.
with
I'm
that,
right there
man.
with him, bro. I am getting sick of having to learn.
And I hate to sound
knew
like
this and knew that.
I hate to sound like the old guy. I keep track of this shit way too closely.
Yeah.
I love new guy. I love the new team, the new players, 40 new guys, but there's something missing about college sports of the 4th and 5th year senior.
Dude,
It's missing.
Yeah.
I don't mean to go nostalgic here, but it is.
It just sucks because you're not getting a lot of it anymore, man. And because even those 4th and 5th year guys who might not, were like your 2 or 3s, their first 3 years of college, don't end up playing until the last 2 and third, maybe third if they get that red shirt a year back, are dropping down to like Murray, Morehead State,
And then coming back up late in their career as
Exactly.
seniors. And that's why I've always said the
Just
portal
stick
is a
out.
system that helps everyone. Everyone likes to act like, oh, the mid majors get shit on. No, players go up.
Yeah.
They don't do well. They go back down. They do well there. They go back up. It benefits both sides.
I think you should be allowed to transfer portal, Power 5, your FBS, whatever, one time. After that, you have to sit out again,
Unless your coach leaves.
unless your coach leaves pro. If you're at one of those levels, P5, FBS,
Yeah.
and you want to move down,
Yeah.
you can move down as many times as you want. But
Yes,
the moment you
they
want to go back up,
yeah, it's going to cost you.
it's going to cost you a year.
So here's what I would say to that. That's a great system. I love that idea. But is that the corporate life in America?
no, it's college football. When
No,
does
no, no,
college
I
football
know.
ever match the corporate world?
That's a good point. My point being is you can move around as much as you want in corporate America.
Yeah.
You could go, I could get a job for 3 weeks and then I can leave and go somewhere
Right.
else. It's all about what the market will pay you. But at some point, jobs start to say,
No.
your track record is 3 months and out.
Yeah,
I
Jake, you've
can't
been in
hire
5
you.
places in 5 years. What the hell's going
Right.
on here?
But there's always the Sacramento States of the world that'll take the Mikey Williams of the world that's transferred to 7 schools in 7 years.
Sac State, their head coach football just went to.
I saw that.
Yeah, you know who's on the move.
I wonder if Robbie Bell's going to Colorado.
No, I need him in Louisville. I need Robbie Bell in Louisville now.
Let's talk about this for a second. This is a little bit of a change of pace, and I'm not going to put you on the spot with names, but let me ask you this. Is, in your opinion, and what you know about staffs and how they work over year, we're going into year, 4 of Jeff Brom? Is there a need right now to make a change in any position of staff, in your mind?
In my opinion, not really. No. I mean, like, nobody's done a bad enough job to where you're sitting there saying you deserve to lose your job. 'Cause, I mean, at the end of the day, you're uprooting families and things like that.
Sure.
But I'm not sitting here at any position really saying there needs to be a change.
No, you're right. I was going to say I would push back a little bit on that. I wouldn't say that I would look at any spot as a weakling. I told you all this a couple weeks ago. I more so look at it as Jeff saying, who's developing our talent around here?
Right.
Who is really making their
Right.
position
And that's a
group
question
better?
I would have to be in practice Sunday to
Sure.
whatever to see how it's easy to see how one improves, how a starter can improve. You can turn the film on every game day and see that. But seeing how 2, 3,
Yeah.
4, how is everybody developing behind you? You know, that's
Yeah.
what I want to know.
Yeah, and I think the challenge is with Chris Barclay, we've seen that of 4, 5, 6.
Right.
And with offensive line, we go to man 6, aka first man up.
Right. It's tough when you let Austin Collins walk to Syracuse. That's how I feel about that.
I don't disagree with you.
I mean, like, I'm not going to knock Coach Owens or them or anything for not having a 6-man up whenever you're starting guard.
Yeah, and I don't want to pinpoint the offensive line because if you're a depth chart watcher,
Yeah.
the offensive line had a true freshman in the second spot on the left tackle.
Right.
So, not that I'm like, whoa, he's game
Right.
changing, but like, there are some spots. But I just feel like for Jeff, I do think it's time for some fresh voices. And I
As long
don't
as he doesn't come
know.
at running back,
I agree. That's why I said make him your co-offensive coordinator.
pay that
heading into
man
next
however
year.
much money he wants.
But I do think that the defensive side, and again, I'm not trying to pinpoint names, but there are positions where we're just not seeing enough.
Yeah, I mean, you think to linebackers, D-line. But, I mean, still, even then, Jacob, it's not like as soon as T.J. Camer's got a kick in the ass from Mark Ivey, what happened?
Yeah, and that's the thing. So with,
You know,
with Mark,
like-
is that he's the guy I kind of like look at and I say, like, where are you on this staff in terms of like, you've been here now for 6 years. You are beloved.
Right.
And I know folks that know him personally where he doesn't want to leave here.
Yeah.
But is Coach Hagan, are these guys getting the most out of their units?
I would-
to where you're a national championship team.
If I had to if you were holding a gun to my head and saying make a decision, Vincent, I'd move him to D-line.
Didn't let Hagan go. And I think you're at the point with Ron, and again, we're talking very hypothetical here.
It's so hypothetical.
We're not trying to
Yeah.
get into firing, but I think the narrative we're talking about is, do you need to make changes on a staff to get better?
I just think that you need to do a lot of self-scouting to get better. A lot of self-scouting. I mean, how do you look at the play calling at an SMU game and look at the play calling at a Kentucky game and say, I called that game the same?
That's the argument you and Keith had.
Like,
Keith wanted to make it a quarterback thing, but it's a coach thing.
Yeah.
It's not a quarterback thing. It's a coach thing.
you can't sit there and, I mean, it's just, he needs to self-scout and say, I did not do a good enough job this year as the offensive coach, as the head coach. And, I mean, the guys should have been, I'm not going to say more prepared. I'm sure they were very prepared on the playbook that they were running. But, I mean, I should have been able to open the playbook up.
I think it's a lot the conversation we have with Sat in Lance Taylor. Do we need to see another offensive coordinator come in? Does Jeff need to relinquish play calling? I think that's a conversation that needs to happen. I don't know if it needs to change.
That didn't change.
It's not, because his brother is the offensive coordinator. But I do think there's a world like I saw today. Now, I'm not buying into this. I'm just saying I saw it. I think it was Blake and Baker that tweeted, Michigan fires Sharon Moore.
Right.
Sharon Moore is the former Charlie Strong offensive line coach. Some thought he should have been the hire when the job opened before Brom. A lot of people were clamoring for him to be the hire because they knew he was in line for a job that he got.
Right.
Sharon Moore was beloved at Louisville. Beloved. But he was young, very young at the time that he was here.
He looks young now.
He's young now,
Yeah,
right?
he's 47.
Yeah, he's a young coach and at a school where he inherited the job and worked his way up. I saw Mark say that Louisville should go hire Sharon. And I asked myself, okay, Mark, that's a take. That's a take. If I was on the radio with you, Mark, I'd ask you, what job and whose job does it take?
Yeah.
And that's when you look at Brian and you say,
Spread your wings.
Brian, it's time to spread your wings, buddy.
I'm sure he's interviewing.
I told you guys I thought Toledo, there's not been a lot of low major jobs open
I
this
was
year.
genuinely shocked that Brian didn't put his name in the hat for the Colorado offensive coordinator. Because that's a gig where Prime's definitely going to let you do what you want on offense because he's defense. He's defense guy.
Yeah, and I think the challenge with working for your brother is if you were the head coach and I was your offensive coordinator, on a scale of 1 to 10, you would trust me, but you would have a level of like,
That's how they are with that's how
Yeah.
it is with every coach
Sure.
on there. Yeah.
But when it's your brother,
It's even more.
it's even more.
Yeah.
And that's where,
And I'm sure
again, this is such a hypothetical
I'm sure
question.
the meetings are.
I think it's just very interesting right now. We're in a very pivotal time in Louisville football.
Yeah. You
Because
can,
what are you? What are you? Are you a middling
are you
18?
the same 8-win team you've always been? Or
Again,
are you gonna,
I hate to keep going back to this, but would you agree that this season has beaten me up? I don't know how to feel about this. The games were rough.
I'm very content. I'm
How
not
mad was I in
happy.
Dallas?
I am right here. I'm exactly how I've been taught my whole life.
If it wasn't for that
I'm
damn
not too-
Italian food, I would
I'm
have
not
been
too
in
high.
trouble.
I'm not too high, and I'm not too low.
I'm very low.
I'm exactly how I. If you lost to Kentucky, I'd be under the floor main event right now. Look, but with us beating Kentucky and likely going to win the bowl game, I'm sitting right here, even keel, saying, okay, where are we going to make? It's on you now, Jeff. Where are we going to make the changes in the offseason to be successful and win those extra games that we continue to fumble year in and year out?
That's exactly right. And I think that's right now what you have to clean up. And we're going to spend the entire offseason in this storyline the most. What do you do? there's no, in my opinion, right now, not to be doom and gloom, not to detract from a bowl game and the success. In my opinion, next season right now the roster is scary. It's not.
Yeah, right now.
It is
for sure.
a non-bowl winning roster. As of right now,
Yeah.
now you're losing half of your team
Yeah.
because they were all
It's
transfers.
easy to say now. Yeah.
But Louisville's got to go out and spend. Now, I've seen Jody say that Louisville will have championship caliber money.
Suck it, y'all aren't getting all the money now. I say that. I'm talking basketball.
Basketball is top 10 team in the country.
Because y'all got all the money this past year. We had to let Austin Collins walk. You can in here enjoy your basketball season, everyone. Enjoy.
Beat Cal, beat Clemson, beat Virginia. Is what I would say if I was Pat Kelsey. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, like, come on.
Jack
But
Brom's whooping his ass.
I would love to see maybe State of Louisville owns
Talk about a
content
hypothetical.
series of Jeff versus Pat, and, like arcade games and like.
We'll have to create them on
Like chugging
WWE
content.
2K25 and let it run on auto sim.
My God, that's Pat Kelsey's music.
No. Oh!
Oh God!
Through the tables.
Yeah, right. But I think it's going to be a very interesting offseason. I'm so excited for the bowl. So, great segue to main event. The game is on a Tuesday
Yeah.
at 3 o'clock. We will be at main event
Yeah.
for that game. If you are off work, if you are considering taking
It's
off
December
work,
23rd. You're halfway off work anyways.
You know
Come
what's
on.
wild?
It's one email.
You know
It's
what's
one
wild?
email. Hey, boss man, I'm going to hang out with State of Louisville at main event. It's one email. It's the 23rd. And you think they're not going to let you do that? Come on.
I hate to break it to Vince. This is gonna be a lot. I told you this, so you know this. December 23rd in my industry is one of the busiest days of the year in advertising, and mostly because this is gonna piss him off. It's gonna piss him off so much. It's gonna piss him off so much because we're off the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, so take one more fucking day. See, the difference between us is I work on my off days. I still work.
I do too. But also, like, I'm closing down shop on the 23rd, like the big stuff, and I need to get my shit done. So I won't be here, but you will be here. I think Keith will be here. I will be here probably for like the third quarter.
Oh, it's typical Jacob. Anytime it's football day, Jacob's like, Flanagan's, I don't know about that one, guys.
Yeah, 225 episodes in. I think I have the right to do that at this point. I think I have the right to do
hours
that.
spent
That's the
editing.
flex. 226 episodes I've been on about.
You're only as strong as your weakest link. That's what they say.
That's right, man. Well, I think everybody has wandered off here. We'll do
You
the.
cannot. Hold on.
No, come on.
Saturday. You're acting like there's nothing going on this weekend. You are acting like there's nothing going wrong this weekend. It's very messy.
Is Trinity the state title?
We already won that.
Okay. All
We already
right.
won.
What am I missing? Oh, UFC.
John Cena.
Oh
The
no!
last
No!
time.
How did I miss
The
this?
last time. Ever.
Ever.
Possible.
You and I both know he'll fucking be back. Stop
I don't think
it.
he will.
You're buying into the
John.
WWE.
I don't care. Kayfabe gets me every time. But
The Rock has been back forever. Here's the difference, okay? So for our WWE fans, let me
John
know if
Cena's
you
a
agree
good
with
actor
this.
and The Rock's not. Is that the difference?
Here's what I'll say. When The Rock needs a little boost, a little publicity boost,
Come on, head back to WWE.
I'm coming back to WWE, to my roots.
Yeah.
John Cena's gonna say, that last movie didn't do so hot. This next one, let me head back.
No, he's a Peacemaker right now. Shit's money. He does anything with Peacemaker, and it's a money.
I will say 12 Rounds, his first movie, was
The Marine.
Yes.
You ever watch that?
Oh my gosh. I was so John Cena early on that I would have.
that film with the salute and everything. He was so
Yeah.
into kayfabe. I was like, what year did John Cena serve in the military?
Yeah, exactly. So we will get out of here on that. We are State of Louisville Live, Jacob Lane, Vince Coco, Presley Meyer, B. Sim, Tyler Forbes. The whole city of Louisville, the state of Louisville is at main event, celebrating St. X ahead of the Made Hoops Classic. Main event is the sponsor. Show that football real quick. Put that in front of the camera. Go up. Shout out to Surfside, always in the building, baby. Surfside, let's go. Best side is Surfside.
Surfside.
This weekend, though, one of the best tournaments in the country for high school basketball will take place in Louisville. St. X is the host of this tournament. They are the darling of this tournament. If you know anything about Louisville recruiting, we're talking about the class of 2028. Now, I know that's wild. I am too old for that shit. But the class of 2028 has a chance to be the best class in the history of the city of
born
Louisville.
after 2001.
One of those kids tonight, Josh Lindsay, was in the building. Some ovations. You saw it here. The star power he already has as a sophomore in high school. Very exciting stuff to be around and just see from afar. That was the goal tonight, just to be here, experience the aura of the main event classic. And here's the thing, right? I didn't say this
Main
earlier.
Hoops Classic.
Thank you.
At main event. There we go. You missed
Mr. Tech Advertising Guy. This
December
weekend,
23rd is my busiest day.
this weekend, you have, I would say, 3 or 4 of the top programs in the country. La Lumiere out of LaPorte, Indiana, where Caleb Glenn played, one of the best prep schools in the country. Spire Academy out of Ohio. Christ School in North Carolina, which competes up there with the Word of God, where John Wall played, where a lot of folks from North Carolina have come
Crazy
from.
names.
North Carolina
Word
loves
of
God. Word of God, Christ School.
Christ School.
And then you have Tennessee Collegiate Academy, Iowa United, Spire. I mentioned Davis County out of Kentucky, Eagle School out of Canada.
Yeah, that's what that sheet said.
Yeah, we got a
Presley, that's
fucking
not
Canada
fine.
school in this
Yeah.
in the bitch here. And here's the cool thing: it's not just Josh Lindsay. It's not just some of the other kids at St. X that have signed. You have Jeremiah Jackson. You've got some other kids in that class that are dynamic. But at Spire has 4 or 5-star kids. They have a kid named Alec Constanza, 5-star small forward, 19th ranked player in the country. This weekend at St. X, we were here tonight to support St. X, but there is a lot of basketball this weekend at St. X, the main hoops at Main Event Classic. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Tyler Harrell.
Support.
Right.
We were supporting main event and main hoops.
Yeah, that's right.
I was.
You didn't hear
You
me
was
say the other
supporting
school.
St. X.
That's right. St. X, great event tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. I know it's a long one here, almost an hour and a half. Talking football, talking basketball. Presley Meyer, myself, Vincent Coco.
Hey, we'll be talking baseball
Eventually, and maybe women's basketball, maybe a little bit of
that's
anything and
right
everything
around the
between. The thing about State of Louisville Live, right here, it's happening right now. It can be anything, anywhere, at any time. We are omnipresent. The beginning and the end. Ladies and gentlemen, State of Louisville Live. I am Jacob Lane. This is Vincent Coco. That was Presley Meyer coming to you live from Main Event. Thank you all so much. Have a great rest of your evening. And until next time, go Cards.